Effective multimedia design, reducing extraneous load in the working memory. Hello, this video will explore 3 of the 5 design principles that Mayer explains in the book, The Cambridge Handbook of Multimedia Learning. They are the signaling principle, spatial contiguity principle, and the coherence principle. These 3 principles reduce the extraneous cognitive load that occurs in confusing multimedia learning materials. The first principle is the signaling principle. Signals are design elements or cues that draw the learner's attention to the key concepts and highlights the organization of materials that aligns with the designer's instructional goals. The need for a visual search is reduced, and this allows the learner to use cognitive resources to begin producing schema structures. Some signal elements are arrows, highlighting, flashing elements during narrated text, organizing by adding a sentence at the beginning of the learning material, tone of voice. How signaling works. Signaling directs learners' attention visually to focus on the essential information. It is the first step in multimedia learning according to the cognitive theory of multimedia learning. This is important because it lessens cognitive load on the working memory, as it first selects the crucial ideas, next organizes the novel information into categories and mental models, then integrates the categories and mental models with prior knowledge and long-term memory to create schema. Bottom-up and top-down processes. In multimedia design, how information in materials is focused on depends on the bottom-up and top-down processes. The characteristics of the features in bottom-up are visually pronounced, which gets the attention of novice learners. In top-down, the knowledge of the instructions of the task determine whether the learner gives that aspect attention. The signaling principle may encourage germane load processing by concentrating on the intrinsic cognitive load and reducing extraneous cognitive load. Signaling to relevant information helps the learner with retaining the important information. A study done by Beauchot and Lowe shows an animated lesson on how a piano system works by using color cues. The results show a standard deviation of 0.75 in various transfer tests. Spatial contiguity principle. In multimedia design text that is located near the static graphic or animation promotes deeper learning. This is considered the spatial contiguity principle. The spatial contiguity principle works well as a cognitive load reducing method. Positioning printed words near rather than far from the graphics or animation allows the learner to spend less time scanning the design to find the key concepts of the lesson. This is crucial due to the cognitive learning theory's view on the limited capacity of the working memory. This principle makes room for the structure building process according to the cognitive theory of multimedia learning. The split attention principle addresses the strain on the learner's cognitive capacity when asked to give attention to and process multiple sources of information in one setting. Tasks with high element interactivity along with split attention can overwhelm the working memory. In the coherence principle, irrelevant information or details that are interesting yet not essential to the instructional goals should be eliminated from the multimedia lesson design. This principle enables a learner to use the available cognitive capacity for what the cognitive theory of multimedia learning calls essential processing. Sung and Mayer conducted a study using Korean students. The students learned about the history of distance education using a computer simulator. The students were placed into two groups. The first group's computer lesson used instructive graphics. The other group had decorative or seductive graphics. The instructive group performed better than the decorative seductive graphics group, with a standard deviation of 0.61 when tested. Instructional methods for reducing extraneous processing in library media online lessons. The How to Log In the Destiny Catalog video can be improved using 3 multimedia design principles: signaling, spatial contiguity principle, and the coherence principle. The 3 principles reduce the extraneous cognitive load and free up capacity in the working memory for processing essential information. The goal of the video is to demonstrate how to log in to the online catalog. The coherence principle and the Destiny online catalog. When demonstrating the how to log in video, the interface that is used will be the basic view. The coherence principle calls for the elimination of irrelevant information that does not focus on the instructional goal. There are 2 views for the Destiny catalog. Removing the view called Destiny Discover and using the view considered the basic view will allow for the learner to zero in on the learning task. The basic catalog page has a few words on a white background. Also present is the login feature. In contrast, the Destiny Discover view is very intense, with a dark blue background and colorful book covers and buttons. This view is very interactive and could cause cognitive overload. The signaling principle and the Destiny online catalog. The signaling principle highlights and focuses on the main idea or essential material the learner needs to pay attention to. The signals used in the How to Log In video are the red arrow that is pointing to the words log in and the red circle that is surrounding the words log in. The learner will begin to process the login instructions with mental models of other web interfaces that they may have used prior to this lesson. The spatial contiguity principle and the Destiny online catalog. The spatial continuity principle is a technique used to integrate words and pictures close to each other. This instructional design technique cues the learner's attention to the key concept of the multimedia lesson. Here we have the words student login close to the boxes that need to be typed in to log in. Thank you.